like that. Woo!
What's good, everybody? Welcome to the Pull Up Show. My name is BJ Matthews, aka B. Just before we get started, follow us on the YouTube page, the Pull Up Basketball Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Twitter, TikTok. The Pull Up Basketball Podcast. Like, share, subscribe all of our YouTube videos. You know what I'm saying? Hit that notification bell about subscribe button. Let's get it popping. All right, y'all got to excuse me. I'm actually driving on the road. I was not going to do this video. It was unplanned, but here we are. Here's the background noise. Don't mind that. I'm actually on the road coming from. So, yeah, just don't mind that. We're going to get into this topic, man. Like I said, I did not plan to do this. Go ahead and hit that for y'all enter in. You know what I'm saying? Why show some love to the podcast? You get the notifications out there so people can hear more of this great content. All right. The Warriors they ended up winning the game last night in Game 5, a pivotal Game 5 by the Golden State Warriors. I did a live last night. If you guys have not done that, go ahead and check out that live. Also, whenever y'all subscribe to the page, make sure y'all hit that notification bell, man, so y'all get the updates and notifications when I go live, when I drop videos. Okay, I don't want y'all to miss anything, any type of engagement. We're gonna also be doing videos this summer with free agency and interviews with NBA players, stuff like that. So do not miss out. Okay, I repeat, do not miss out. But let's get into it. There seems to be somewhat of a topic going around since, not even the last 24 hours regarding this finals MVP discussion. Okay. And who the discussion is between Andrew Wiggins and Steph Curry. Okay. Andrew Wiggins and Steph Curry, the Golden State Warriors, have been the two best players for the Golden State Warriors this finals. I don't think anybody's going to deny that. Okay. Now, at first, I was kind of just like, a little bit shocked that I was hearing sports shows like First Thing Is First talk about this as a debate or somewhat of a topic, that Andrew Wiggins can come out and possibly challenge for this finals MVP. Don't get it twisted. Andrew Wiggins played great last night. Played absolutely great. Steph Curry has been the best player on the Warriors the last 4 or 5 games. Okay, he's been the best player on the Warriors. From games 1 through 4, Steph Curry's been the best player. If you're talking about statistics, you're talking about moments, you're talking about impact, Steph Curry's been the best player. I think what happened with Wiggins is, with his offense and defense on Jason Tatum, is what made certain people kind of, open their eye to Wiggins. Okay? Now, while Steph Curry did struggle last night, he shot 0 for 9 from the three-point line. He had 16 points, had 8 assists. And Wiggins had a double-double in games 4 and 5. Steph Curry's been the best player on the Warriors the first 4 games. He was showing that out the gate in game 1. You know what I'm saying? He had like, I think 42 points. Somewhere around this, somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but he had a monster game. He was the best player on the floor. Game 2, the game that they won, he was the best player on the court. In a win game, he was mediocre. He wasn't as good, but he still had high production on scoring. And game 4, y'all know what happened. He had 4 in game 4. Massive performance. Okay, game 5 was the only game last night he struggled. Andrew Wiggins, on the other hand, he's been solid to good the first 3 games. Okay, he had 11 points, I think, in game 2. I think he had like somewhere around single digits on rebounds. He wasn't as efficient shooting the ball. Game three, he wasn't as efficient shooting the ball. Game 4, he scored and he was able to, get a lot of rebounds. That's what kind of got Wiggins on the mark. And then, of course, last night with Game 5, Andrew Wiggins was the best player on the Warriors. Okay, and that's where you have these people kind of talk about this debate. Now, I just want to show something real quick, though. This was the MVP ladder, and I'm going to move this out the way so y'all can see. This is the MVP ladder that was just a couple days ago. You had Steph Curry on top. You had Jason Tatum. You had Jaylen Brown, Al Horford, and Andrew Wiggins on the bottom. These are the top 5 performers that's been in the finals so far. Okay, these have been the top five performers all the way up until Game 4, which was just on Friday. So this tells me that the voters and people who have this ladder didn't have Andrew Wiggins nowhere near Steph Curry. It wasn't until after games 4 and 5 that he somewhat jumped up. Okay, I think now Andrew Wiggins is either if he's number two, if he's not number two, he's definitely number three. You know what I'm saying? He's definitely past Al Horford, and he's probably past Jaylen Brown at this point. Okay, so either two or three. We gotta go back to some history, though. Like I told you, I love history. History is my favorite subject, and I think it's time for us to, have a history lesson, a history class. So sit back and listen to Uncle BJ as I break things down. So first thing we need to talk about is, what does the Finals MVP entail? Okay, let's talk about some situations that didn't happen. Okay, 2000. This is the MVP, Shaquille O'Neal, the dominant center, top 10 player in my opinion, who won the Finals MVP in 2000. Okay, they beat the Indiana Pacers. Now, if people who don't remember that series or old enough to remember that series understands that Shaq, there were times in the playoffs especially where he would foul out. He would either foul out, miss free throws in late game situations, and that would, have to, put the hands, between behind that their young player Kobe Bryant. Now there was this particular game, I think in Game 4, where Shaquille O'Neal fouled out in the fourth quarter, and Kobe Bryant, being a 20-year-old kid, I think 21-year-old kid, looking at Shaquille O'Neal before the fourth quarter and told him that he got it. He got the moment. A 21-year-old kid and Kobe Bryant told Shaquille O'Neal, a vet at 28, that he was going to take us home. Now, Kobe Bryant not only took them home, but he hit the big shots in the big moments and won them a pivotal Game 4. Okay, Kobe Bryant was the closer for that Game 4. Okay, he was the best player on the floor, because without him, they would have won that game. Okay, but everybody understands throughout the entire series, Shaquille O'Neal was the more impactful, dominant player. That's why he ended up with the Finals MVP. Let's go to another example. In 2009 or 2010, when Kobe Bryant against the Boston Celtics, they closed them out in 7 games. Y'all remember in Game 7 how bad Kobe Bryant shot the ball. He shot 6 for 24 from the field, but he grabbed 15 rebounds. He also, this goes actually behind scenes, he actually was responsible for playing elite defense on Ray Allen. I think he shot like 2 for 15 from the field. And those little things go unnoticed, that Kobe Bryant was not only playing offense, but he was playing elite defense. Okay, but people who are casuals think that Kobe Bryant had such a horrible game. He didn't have a great shooting game efficiency-wise, but he did the other things to, make up for that. Playing defense on their elite guard and Ray Allen, grabbing 15 rebounds, hitting the big shots, hitting timely shots, making key plays down the stretch. And not only that, he was the best player from games 1 through 6 for the Lakers. But there was a narrative going around that Metta World Peace, shout out to Metta World Peace, people thought that Metta World Peace was supposed to be the MVP in that series, when in reality, the Finals is a series thing. It's not one thing. Because Metta World Peace hit a game-winning layup in Game 5, and he also hit a big shot in Game 7 that Kobe had passed to him, he somehow was supposed to overshadow Kobe in that MVP Finals appearance. Okay? So you can't equate one game to an entire series and say that he deserved the MVP. Let's go to 2015. Let's go to 2015, right? One second. Trying to pull this one up. Well, I'm not going to even pull up. 2015, Andre Iguodala. Here we go, right here. Andre Iguodala in 2015. He won the Finals MVP off of Steph Curry. So this is where I think this narrative is coming from. This is where Steph Curry could possibly lose the Finals MVP. In 2015, Steph Curry lost the Finals MVP to Andre Iguodala. Now, people go back to that Finals understand that Steph Curry offensively was the best player on that team in that series, right? People like to make a big deal over Matthew Dellavedova in Game 2, how he somewhat quote unquote shut down Steph Curry, but don't pay attention to the entire series and the impact that Steph Curry had throughout that entire series. Now, they gave the MVP to Andre Iguodala because of the job he did on LeBron James, even though LeBron James did average close to 30 points a game, around 8, 9 rebounds, and like 7, 8 assists in his regular numbers. Um, they gave it to Iguodala because of how tough he made it on LeBron James. He wasn't much of an impact scorer. As a matter of fact, the adjustment was made by Steve Kerr, I think, it was either game 3 or game 4, one of those 2 games on the road. He made the adjustment to put Andre Iguodala on LeBron James. Now, you guys got to remember who's voting for these awards. These are actual people. So they actually have eyes to watch the game. And they felt as if Andre Iguodala taking the job of guarding the best player in the world at that time and leading this team, this young Golden State team who hadn't won a championship yet, they felt like it wouldn't have been a big deal to give it to a guy in Andre Iguodala and a team in Golden State where you didn't really have nobody proven yet. You got to think about the situation that Golden State is in right now. Vice versa back then. Vice versa back then, there was no real respect given to Golden State because they were still finding their identity. Nobody knew who Golden State was. Nobody knew this was the strength in numbers team. This was a team that was still trying to find their identity. So the respect level was not as high for Steph Curry as it is now. That's why they had no problem giving to Andre Iguodala. Okay, the Warriors just got eliminated the year before in the first round by the LA Clippers. So what I'm basically getting at is that don't think that this is the same situation as that was the same situation as this. They ain't gonna give the MVP to Andrew Wiggins over Steph Curry over one game. I just think people need to get that through their heads. And I don't understand how could you jump from number 5 all the way up to number 2 in a matter of less than 48 hours. Because let's make something very clear. Steph Curry's, yes, Andrew Wiggins was impactful in game 5, but make no mistake, it was game 4. Make no mistake, Steph Curry is what won them that game. Without Steph Curry, they do not win that game. Now, people gonna say, what about Wiggins' contribution? That's true. But we gotta actually be honest about something sometime, somewhere. Narratives matter when it comes to MVPs, finals MVPs. Meaning what? There's certain things called storylines and what sells. And what sells is they want Steph Curry to win that finals MVP. Why is that? Because I believe there's a couple of reasons why. The fact that they gave Andre Iguodala that finals MVP in 2015 over Steph Curry, and you got so many people still talking about that today, don't think that don't go through people's minds as if, they owe Steph Curry this award. The guy's been the best player for the Warriors 4 out of the last 5 games. And for them to give it to Andrew Wiggins over one game when Steph Curry's been great all 4 out of 5 games would be a travesty because they know that this is the only thing that's missing from Steph Curry's resume is a finals MVP. They want to create some type of storyline to sell. So if you give Steph Curry this finals MVP, what does that mean? That means you get him to be talking about the top 10 players of all time. They've already been talking about this on sports shows. They need something to sell. You guys got to remember, this is just not about dribbling the basketball. This is about actually business and what sells and makes money. What makes money is Steph Curry being in the headlines of him being a top 10 player of all time. What makes money is Steph Curry finals MVP. What makes money is Steph Curry can eclipse this player. I mean, no disrespect to Andrew Wiggins, but he ain't on Steph Curry's level in that situation. So the answer, if Steph Curry is going to lose his MVP to Andrew Wiggins, the answer is no. Okay, the answer is no. It's not going to be Andrew Wiggins winning this finals MVP for Steph Curry. Because, again, they already owe Steph Curry from 2015. You got to look at 2017, 2018, when he lost his finals MVP to Kevin Durant. The Warriors were trying to give Steph Curry the MVP in 2018, but that one pivotal game, I think 3, is what hurt Steph Curry's case. Because he shot horrible from the field, and they needed Kevin Durant to take over so they don't lose that game. And that's what gave Kevin Durant that MVP. This ain't the same situation. The reason why they gave it to KD and they didn't feel bad about it is because KD was just as impactful as Steph Curry in that series. Andrew Wiggins ain't been as impactful as Steph Curry the entire series. He's been impactful as Steph Curry the last two games on both sides of the ball. But we all know Steph Curry is the best player and has been the most impactful player this series. That's a fact. So I don't. I mean, these people that I don't know where the hell this topic even started from, but this is it's not gonna happen. There will be a riot in San Francisco if they gave the MVP over Andrew Wiggins over Steph Curry. Steph Curry would literally have to miss every single shot, turn over the ball 10 times, uh, you know what I'm saying, dribble the ball off his foot, countless amount of times, foul out the game, and, you know what I'm saying, have a, a very, very unrealistic act for them to even let that cross their mind. Andrew Wiggins have to have like damn near 40 points. 40 points, 15 rebounds, 6 assists, and probably a couple highlight dunks for them to even give the MVP or even think about it and give it to Andrew Wiggins over Steph Curry. That's how far this race, how big of a gap this race is. Okay, Andrew Wiggins ain't nipping at Steph Curry's heels. People can relax. They're not going to take away Steph Curry's MVP, Finals MVP. It's too much money that goes into this, too much storylines to talk about. They're not going to give it to Andrew Wiggins over Steph Curry. And I don't think Andrew Wiggins even wants the MVP. I don't think he wants to even have that on his plate that he took away Steph Curry's Finals MVP. Okay, so y'all can relax. They're not going to take away Steph Curry's Finals MVP. All right, if the Warriors win. I'll see y'all on Thursday. Pull up a seat, pull up a chair, pull up. I like swim.